Now we're going to show you how to fill up your boiler with water. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that that's in the closed position, which is in line with the pipes. That's your boiler drain. We then come to our tap. You can come to any tap throughout the van. You turn it over to the hot side and we open it. The next thing we're going to do is turn the pump on, but before I do that, I just want to make sure that all the other taps are closed. So we've got our bathroom tap, we've also got our shower. So, tap to the hot side, one tap only. We then come to our control panel and we turn on the pump. What that's going to do is it's going to push water from the fresh water tank into the boiler, fill the boiler up, and when the boiler's full, we're going to get a nice steady flow coming out this tap. To begin with, we're going to experience spitting, trickling and gurgling. These are all good signs. When you get a nice steady flow of water, it means your boiler's full and ready to turn on. So we'll give that a few minutes, let it get rid of all the air out of the pipes and all the air out of the boiler, and when we get that steady flow, we'll show you what that should look like. We now have a nice steady flow of water coming out the hot side of the tap, so we can turn this tap off now. This means the boiler is full and safe to turn on. To turn your boiler on, you need to do another two things. Make sure you've got gas on in the van, that means make sure you've got your gas bottle on. Make sure you take the vent cover off outside, and then we come down to this controller here, and you can either switch your water on to 50 degrees hot water, starts to spark and light, back to 0 is off, and down to 70 degrees hot water. We're going to leave it on just now at 70 degrees and we're going to come back and show you when the boiler's nice and hot. Next we're going to show you these hobs in the van. Nice and easy, make sure your gas bottle's on outside, quarter turn to the big flame, push in to release the gas and get your lighter. Push in and light with a lighter. Hold the button in, let the thermocouple heat up and realises the flame there, and then release and adjust as you need it. Back to 0 for off, quarter turn, push in, light with a lighter. Hold that button in, let that thermocouple heat up and realise there's a flame there, and then release and adjust as you need it. Back to 0 for off, and a quarter turn, push in and light with your lighter. Hold the button in, let the thermocouple heat up and realise there's a flame there, and then release and adjust as you need it. Nice and easy for your hobs, making sure that you don't bring this glass lid back down onto hot hobs. Allow them time to cool. We then have your oven and grill. So your grill is over to the right hand side, you push in to release the gas and then you're sparking with the sparker. So I'm just going to put this out of the way just now. You can see what I'm doing, I'll place you up here. So I'm pushing in and sparking with the sparker. Hold that button in, let the thermocouple heat up and realise there's a flame there. And then release. And then for your oven, you're all the way around to the other side here, up to number 9. You're pushing in to release the gas and sparking with the sparker. So push in and spark. Hold that button in, let that thermocouple heat up and realise there's a flame there. And then release. And adjust as you need it. Back to 0 for off on your oven there as well. Next thing we've got in your van is your fridge, and in your van you've got a 3-way fridge. This means it works off of 3 different sources. Your 3 sources are gas, electricity and 12 volt. Turning it on with the on button at the end here. Then lights up like so. We've got plugged into the mains, which we are. You can plug your van in and cool your fridge in roughly about 4 hours. Press and hold this centre button here, we can then select through them. We've got battery. Now battery only works when you're driving and it only keeps the temperature in your fridge. Okay, so if you know you're going away and you're putting food in the fridge, always cool it down the night before on electricity or gas, get it nice and cold, and then when you switch over to your battery and start your engine, it's going to keep the temperature in your fridge. Press and hold again. We then have gas. Select with the centre button, and then what you want to do is select your temperature. That'll spark and light the fridge on gas. It's going to be the quickest way of getting a cold fridge, roughly about 2 hours. I'm going to leave it on gas today, full temperature. We're going to get the fridge nice and cold, and we're going to come back later on and show you when it's nice and cold. Next in your van we've got your heating, and it's nice and easy to use as well. It's just a Webasto diesel heater. It works off the diesel in your tank, the same diesel tank that your engine uses. So I would always make sure that you at least have half a tank before you get to site. Nice and easy to turn on, you're just twisting this knob, and that's your temperature control as well. So you just twist it to the heat that you want it at. We're going to leave it on just now, and we're going to show you when it's nice and hot coming out your vents throughout the van. Because we've got that steady flow of water coming out the hot side of the tap, This means we can use all of our other water appliances in the van, such as our shower, our tap, and also our toilet flush. Because it's all a pressurised system, you need to close the boiler first and get your boiler full of water. The grey flap I was telling you about is this flap here. It opens and closes the toilet cassette, allowing your waste to go through. Make sure that's fully closed before you try and pull the cassette from outside.